maybe for the first time, what exactly is like peak performance?
Many times people think, oh, it's all about hard work.
What exactly is like biohacking, right?
Yeah, see, biohacking right now, it has become a big buzzword. Your nutritional supplements, I truly believe it's a greatest gift from God Almighty. What do you mean by brain patterns?
You must have seen like Naveen Jain. He was like so poor in India.
Naveen Jain is one of my role models. Naveen Jain from a poor village in Gujarat.
If you are in the right relationship, your life is going to be incredible.
Your partner plays a critical role. It plays a major role for longevity. Every cricketers in the team, they have something called, I also have, you see, oh, Virat Kohli, Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a whoop band.
Please subscribe to the channel. It will not cost you anything if you haven't. Subscriber count is one of the most important factors for me so that I can bring great and bigger guests so that you are able to absolutely learn best knowledge so that you can live for 100 to like 150 years. And if you find value in our work, all I ask you is like hit the subscribe button right now. In return, I promise you I'm going to bring the world's best top 1% guests from India, USA and around the world, ensuring the maximum and super quality value. And now enjoy the podcast. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, welcome to Real Knowledge Club Longevity Summit. Today we have truly a fascinating guest who is a human peak performance expert, biohacker and achievement strategist, and who is originally from India, and he's helping so many people in UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi and around the world as well, who is none other than Fahsham Farook, one of the thought leaders in the space, and he has spoken at some of the biggest stages in the world, like the World Biohacking Summit, which is happening in like Dubai. He was the speaker like last year, 2023, and his expertise about cognitive health, physical performance is like next level. In today's summit, in today's session, like you are learning absolutely the best thing from the top 1% expert, and it's broken down into 4 parts. On the part 1, you understand how hacking the brain to go to the next level. In part 2, like flow state. In part 3, the cognitive health and everything. Part 4, like longevity, the biohacking experience and everything, right? Fazim's integrity, transparency and simplicity inspires us. Without any further delay, let's all welcome Fazim to the Real Knowledge Club Longevity Summit.
Hi, Akshay. Thank you very much for your kind introduction, Akshay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Fazim. I truly believe we are connected since almost 3-4 years, and finally we are doing this interview. Right?
Yes, Akshay. Thank you very much for inviting me for your podcast.
Yeah, a pleasure. Yeah, Fazim, for all the people who don't know about you, tell us about your backstory, right? And what inspired you to come into like peak performance and biohacking?
Okay, very interesting question. I mean, it all started with, 9-10 years back. At that time, I was actually working with one of the world's leading energy company, Aramco, as a senior engineer. So I was working there. So first year, it was like, I was fired up because that was always my dream to be in a because I'm basically a mechanical engineer. So I get into one of my dream companies in Aramco. But after first year, my energy levels actually came down. I lost interest. I lost passion in my work, which I was for 14 years. I have worked in the corporate world. So I lost the passion. I lost my energy levels. My own performance started declining. And it really started affecting other critical areas of my life, including my health, my relationships, stuff like that. That is when actually I started looking what's really happening with my performance. That's when actually I started looking for, what's really happening with my productivity, with my performance. How can I enhance my performance? How can I enhance my energy levels? Stuff like that. So that's how I came to know about Tony Robbins, Stephen Kotler, Brendan Bouchard, the best of the best performance psychologists, sports psychologists, consultants in the world. And I became in love with this topic of ultimate human performance, biohacking. And then, I resigned, I quit my Aramco, and now I'm, helping people around the world with their performance needs. That's my mission, to help people unlock their ultimate human performance. So this is a little bit of my backstory, Akshay.
Absolutely, that's amazing. I can see so much of energy, right? From mechanical engineering to all the way to like peak performance. It's an incredible journey with that. And Fasim, for all the people who are hearing this term maybe for the first time, what exactly is like peak performance?
Oh, well, before I define peak performance, let me talk a little bit about the myths or the misconceptions about peak performance. Many times people, when they hear the word peak performance, ultimate human performance, many times people think, oh, it's all about hard work, it's all about grinding yourself, it's all about pushing your limits. But peak performance, according to me, it's quite the opposite. In a simple word, peak performance is all about letting your biology to work for you to unlock your performance, because we are biological being, and because we are biological being, we have biological systems, and when we do certain things which let our biology work for us, all our system performs at our peak levels. So according to me, I mean, peak performance is all about letting your biology to work for you. So we will go in deeper how you can let your biology to work for you to unlock your high performance levels. But basically, it's all about letting your biology to work for you in simple terms, and it is effortless. It is the most enjoyable process. People think again peak performance means it's all about all the struggles, and no, it's not. We will talk about flow and all, then you will understand more about what exactly is peak performance.
Yeah, love that. It's all about like optimal, right? Like making sure that our optimal energy and focus is like put in the right thing, so that like focus on 20%, which gives like 80% massive results.
Exactly.
Love that.
Exactly.
And and many want to live long, and being a longevity summit, what exactly is like biohacking, right? How it can help them?
Yeah, see, biohacking right now, it has become a big buzzword, but biohacking is basically hacking your own biology for optimizing your performance. Biohacking is all about hacking your own psychology, hacking your own physiology for optimal performance. So it could be through your internal works, behavioral tools. It could be through external tools. It could be through your nutritional supplements. It could be through external biohacking tools. So simply, biohacking means hacking your own biology, hacking your own physiology and psychology for optimal performance.
Absolutely love that you told in the so simple way, and I truly believe it's one of the most important thing for like every human to focus on, like biohacking and like peak performance to live long.
Yes.
Yeah. And what are the key strategies to scientifically hack the brain and eliminate like destructive like patterns like the cognitive brain?
Yeah, that's a very, very, very important, very powerful question. I mean, see, many times, when I give a talk, when I talk about all the incredible capabilities of our human brain, I truly believe it's a greatest gift from God Almighty. Because if you look into our brain, whatever the humans have achieved, whether even enhancing longevity or performance, whether it be artificial intelligence, whether it be reusable rockets, whether it be the tallest tower in the building, everything the human beings have achieved, it is because of our special gift that we have, which is our brain. And when I talk always about the brain, its capabilities, we have 100 billion neurons created, connected with trillion and other billions of neurons, creating trillions of neural connections, and it's incredible power. Many times people ask me, Fahsham, I too have the same brain, but why my brain is not able to perform at that level? That is when I call it as brain blocks. That is what I call it as destructive patterns. So what exactly, before we talk about how to scientifically hack the brain, let's understand why your brain creates destructive patterns. Even before we talk about destructive patterns, what do you mean by brain patterns? See, your brain basically, it consumes almost 20-25% of the entire energy produced by your body, it's consumed by your brain. And the primary objective of your brain is not to help you achieve your goals or stuff like that. The primary objective of your brain is to make sure you survive, protect you from any threats. It could be the real threats, or it could be the imaginary threats. So, and as far as your brain is concerned, it has a lot of survival related activities to take care of. It has to make sure your entire organs are functioning properly, your immune system is proper, your bloodstream is proper, your oxygen level in your bloodstream is appropriate. So many survival related activities to take care of. And so, because your brain has a lot of survival related activities to take care of, what your brain does is that it always looks to save or conserve its energy. Save and conserve its energy. Sorry, my boy was coming. So it is always trying to save its energy. So because how it is going, brain is trying to save its energy. Whenever we repeat something, the brain creates patterns. It could be your thoughts, it could be your beliefs, it could be anything that you repeat. The only intention, brain automatizes it. The only intention is to save its energy. And many times, because we process negative, destructive thoughts, that has become, the kind of patterns that we have developed. That has become kind of brain blocks. Now, your question, how to scientifically hack the brain? See, I would say to start with, feed your brain, because everything starts with your thoughts. All the destructive pattern, everything starts with our thoughts. Our thoughts changes into our words and actions. Our words and actions over a period of time becomes our habits. Our habits over a period of time, it becomes our behavior. Our behavior over a period of time, it becomes our character. And our character creates our destiny, or the results that we get, it's based on the kind of character that we have. And at that level, your brain again generates new thoughts. So if your new thoughts are positive and powerful, this is going to create powerful character, powerful habit, powerful behavior, and powerful. On the other hand, if our thoughts are negative and destructive, it creates negative, destructive habits, behavior, character. So the best way is to change your thought. So now you may ask me, Fahsham, how can I change my thoughts? Because generating thoughts, it's not in my control. But how your brain generate thoughts? Your thoughts are being generated based on the kind of data, or based on the kind of information that's already there in your brain, based on your life experiences, based on what you have learned throughout your life. So I would say the best scientific way to hack your brain to eliminate destructive pattern is to feed your brain with high quality inputs using your senses, because your brain gets information through your 5 senses. So see good, read good, eat good, watch good, hear good. So if you consistently feed your brain with high quality inputs, your brain is gonna generate thoughts based on the information that you have input to your brain.
Absolutely, love that. I can relate that with the Gandhiji's the 3 monkeys: see good things, hear good things, don't speak unnecessary wrong things, right? And it's like one of the most important, all the 5 senses. It's all like garbage in, garbage out. If you feed good things come out. If you feed garbage comes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And see, what are the ways, right? How do we ignite the fire, converting passion into lifelong business and career? Now, you must have seen like Naveen Jain. He was like so poor in India, and he went to US, and even I think you also follow Naveen Jain,
Yes.
Tony Robbins. All these people, like they have impacting so many people, right? How they have like so much fire, and what it takes to build such great things.
Great question. First of all, Naveen Jain is one of my role models, and I congratulate you, Akshay, for interviewing Naveen Jain. It's a great job done, brother. When it comes to see, you mentioned Naveen Jain, you mentioned Tony, you mentioned so many other successful people. So the question to be asked: what is the foundational thing? Yes, you mentioned Naveen Jain from a poor village in Gujarat. Now he owns a rocket company. He owns one of the world's top preventive healthcare company, Viome, and so many other companies. What really, made a person from a poor village in India to become one of the top business empire? So that is what I call it as something called fire. If you look at anybody who has achieved anything in life, they have got something real fire inside. See, many times people tell me, Fahsham, I procrastinate a lot. I'm a lazy person, something like that. But what they're actually saying is that they lack drive. They lack drive. So if you wanted to achieve anything big, you need drive. So you ask me, Fahsham, how can you identify that drive? How can you identify the fire? It all starts with curiosity, by asking powerful questions to yourself. What are the things that you are curious about, that you are deeply interested in? What are the things that you are deeply passionate about, that you love so much, that you would love to be? In Naveen Jain words, if I take Naveen Jain words, he say, find something that you are ready to die for, and you live for it. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to identify your fire that you are ready to die for, and then you live for it. So how do you identify it? Start by asking powerful questions related to your curiosities. What am I really interested in? What am I deeply love doing? And what is your purpose? Purpose is a massive floating up. Purpose is a massive that ignites your fire at the deepest level. You cannot stop that fire, that drive, once you are crystal clear with your passion, curiosity, and purpose. And oftentimes I say to people, guys, if you lack clarity about this, go to a dark room, close everything, super silent, nobody's listening to you. Close your eyes, take deep breath, and ask powerful questions to yourself. What do I really, 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 really want? Who do I really, really, really want to become? How do you want to contribute to the society, humanity? How do you want to impact yourself? So based on the kind of questions that you ask yourself, you will find more clarity. And once you find more clarity, you will start igniting your fire.
Absolutely love that. The questions what we ask, the problems what we solve, and having that obsession, as even Naveen Jain tells, our imagination is our only limitation. We have to become like a kid and try to ask the questions, what if the world can be, how the world will look like, right? And by doing those things and being curious, having that zeal, we will be able to create great things, and anyone also can do an incredible thing, right? Love that.
Exactly.
And Fahsham, what are the core pillars for longevity, right? If someone wants to live for like 100 to like 150 years, an average person thinks he can only live 70, 80 years. But today, based on like so much of research and everything, like a human can almost live until even like 200 years also in coming days, right? With the exponential technology.
Okay, see, first of all, I'm not an expert in longevity, but one of my field of interest is also, because I'm a performance consultant, performance coach. Flow is my core studies, and again, peak performance aging is one of my core subject. How to retain your peak physical and cognitive performance late in life. Because your performance, your peak, physical performance, your cognitive performance, it declines when you age. So let me answer the question in this way: how to retain your peak physical performance and mental performance late in life, even 80, 90, 100. How can you perform at your peak levels? So I don't want to mention or emphasize a lot on biohacking tools and all, because you just focus on the foundations. I would say just focus on the foundations. That's enough. So See, for example, if you look Japanese, those who are living 100 plus years, they don't have all the advanced biohacking, cryotherapy, cryogenics. They are not doing everything. They are focused on the fundamentals. So what are those fundamentals? I would start with recovery first. Again, peak performance is not about pushing your limits. If you want to perform, if you wanted to manage high energy levels, you wanted to recover a lot. So for that recovery process, sleep is going to be your number one priority. Sleep, rest, recovery. It's not a waste of time. If you wanted to sustain your performance for a longer period of time, you need to prioritize your recovery process, especially your deep night sleep, 7 to 8 hours of deep quality sleep at night. So recovery is number one, I would say. Number two, definitely nutrition, because your gut, we talked about brain. Your brain has billions of neurons or brain cells. But if you take your gut has trillions of microbiomes, trillions of gut bacteria and viruses, which affects your mood, which affects your performance, which affects even your brain performance. I mean, today we know you have your second brain called your gut. Gut is your second brain. Scientists call it as, your brain is part of your central nervous system. Your gut, they call it as ENS or enteric nervous system. So, and your stomach, your gut and brain is directly connected through an axis called GBA, gut brain axis. So what does this mean? This means that whatever you put inside your gut affects your performance, affects it can even trigger some of the chronic illnesses, diseases as well. That's what research is showing right now. So second, I would say, if you wanted to enhance your performance or longevity or prevent cognitive and physical decline, prioritize your nutrition. Make sure you treat your gut as a V12 Ferrari engine. So if you have a Ferrari and it has a V12 engine, if you're just putting kerosene inside, do you expect, even though it is a V12, you cannot expect it to perform? So high quality fuel inside your gut. So nutrition is second. Number three, obviously, movement. Move. Exercise regularly. So that is number three, I would say. Number four, obviously, de-stressing yourself. De-stress triggers your, even today's research studies shows that one of the major reasons for chronic illnesses like cancer is stress. It triggers, we all have cancer cells, we all have these cells, but when we are always, or majority of the times when we are operating in stressful mindset, it can trigger those chronic diseases, cells gets activated. So de-stressing yourself regularly. So how do you do that? De-stressing in the sense, we are a biologist, we are a social being as a human, so have a greater relationship. So thereby you are de-stressing yourself. Forgiveness, such an amazing, powerful thing that you can do. Being in a so grateful state of mind. These are not buzzwords. These are, I would like to quote a study done by Harvard University. And in that paper, they mentioned about the gratitude. They mentioned it is impossible for the human brain to be in the state of gratitude and to be in the state of stress and anxiety at the same time. It is impossible. So when you're de-stressing yourself through having great relationship, through forgiveness, through forgiving yourself, forgiving others for all the mistakes that you have done, and through your gratitude, what you are actually doing is you are reducing your cognitive load. So number four, I would say de-stressing yourself. And number five, very important, live a mission-oriented, purposeful, meaningful life. Have a purpose in life. What the research shows today, a person who has a purpose or living a meaningful life can live 10 to 15 years more than the others, those who have no purpose. That's what today latest research is showing. So these are the five core things I would say. Number one, recovery, sleep. Number two, nutrition. Number three, movement. Number four, de-stressing yourself. And number five, purpose-oriented life. And number six, I would say again, involve or indulge more in flow-related activities, because flow is your It's a huge neurochemical dump, addictive, powerful happiness neurochemical dump that happens in your brain. So indulge in more flow triggering activities in your life. So these are the 6 things I would say to prevent cognitive and enhance your performance, peak performance, aging while you age. I mean,
Absolutely, absolutely love that. Like sleep, the most important pillar, then right nutrients, right? Like a Ferrari cannot run based on kerosene, and we have to de-stress ourselves, like right flow, and all these things are like so important. What exactly you mean by the flow? Like the 6th one which you told, like the flow energy, flow state.
yeah. See, flow, I can simply say it's your brain's peak performance state. When a brain operates its peak state, it is technically called as flow. So flow is basically a technical term, and it is technically defined as the optimal state of consciousness where a person feels at his best and performs at his best. So that is a simple line definition. And what the research shows today is that flow plays its starring role in major achievements that we see today. Whether it be in sports, what the research shows, almost all gold level Paris Olympics are going, almost all gold level performance in high level championships. What the research shows, flow plays its starring role. All major scientific breakthroughs, what the research shows, flow plays its starring role. Even in business, we really have some very powerful data. So, we all know McKinsey, one of the world's leading consultancy company. So they did a 10-year research on flow on their own senior executives. And what they found was that their senior executives were 500 more productive when they were in flow. So flow is technically defined as an optimal state of consciousness where you feel at your best. Why you feel at your best? Because as I said before, it's a neurochemical dump. When your brain triggers your flow states, it releases 6 powerful neurotransmitters all at once. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, norepinephrine, anandamide, and oxytocin. So all these 6 everything has it. So we know that right now dopamine is the neurochemical responsible for your drive. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that is responsible for your focus. So this makes flow like, it's such an addictive, enjoyable experience. That's the reason why a person who triggers his flow states feels at his best. And when he feels at his best, he performs at his best. So that is what his flow is all about.
Absolutely love that. And Fahsham, for all the people who are like basically like single, right? How they can find the right life partner, right? So that they can live long, because relationship is one of the most important things, as Tony Robbins also tells, right? The life is all about like, if you are in the right relationship, your life is going to be incredible, and how to manifest and get them in their life.
Oh, first of all, I agree with the point that your partner plays a critical role when it comes to happiness. And happiness, again, as we discussed earlier, it plays a major role for longevity and high performance, because happiness, UAE has a happiness minister. So so happiness is a prerequisite for high performance. So that is, and your partner, your spouse plays a critical role for that. And as we discussed before, to de-stressing yourself for longevity and sustaining your performance for long term, your relationship, especially your intimate relationship, your love relationship, is great. But the second part of the question, I am not sure whether I'm the right guy to advise, because for me, I got the right partner because I know what exactly I need in a partner. So I was keep searching on it, and I felt the fire, and I felt the fire. So I really don't know how to find the right guy. Maybe somebody who is expert in this can guide you, but getting the right partner is, even the research shows, if you are a business owner and if you have your partner helping you, the probability of having success in your business is multiple times more than doing it alone. So that's it. But the second part of the question, I think, for me, I keep on searching. I did not, once I really felt the fire, I got married. But I would say I really don't know, first of all, but keep your search. But you should know what exactly you are looking in for a partner, and keep searching. That's what I would say. And more people, expert can help you with that, Akshay.
Absolutely. Now that being persistent, right, and
Yeah.
having a good partner is like key. That's how even Narayan Murthy, Sudha Murthy also was telling. Narayan Murthy was
Yeah.
telling, because of having
Yes.
the right partner, he was able to start like Infosys. And even Naveen
Absolutely.
Jain was telling his wife, Anu Jain, without her support, he wouldn't have built like that big unicorn InfoSpace, like big companies, because she was there taking care, operation, and even Dr. Velumani, I think even you know him, right? Like
Yes. Thyrocare. Yes.
all of the great people
Yes.
tell so much great things about their partner, because it goes hand in hand. Because if we have the things right in the house, even the business, no one has business problems, personal problems reflect in business. That's what they tell.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And Wasim, what is the science behind the state of flow, and how can one enter, right, with a lot of productivity and creativity, if they want to create something, a new product, new service, or anything, how they can do? Like some people tell morning time is like a good time for like a creativity, Brahma Muhurat, like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, right? What's your thoughts on all those things?
See, if you wanted to explain the science of flow, we wanted to talk about 4 core things. We wanted to talk about, first of all, as I said, as per the research, 10-year research, it's a peer-reviewed study, research done by McKinsey. What they found was 500% productive. What this means is that if a person, their executive, if they come on Monday and drops into flow, they were able to achieve what it would normally take them Monday to Friday. So that they would be able to achieve so 500% productive. And if they come on Monday and Tuesday and drops into flow, they were able to achieve 10 days and 1000% productive. That's when people started asking, man, what's really happening inside the brain? What's the science? What's really happening inside the brain when your brain triggers flow states? So for that, we wanted to look at multiple aspects of the brain. We want to look at the network level, what's really happening. We want to have a little bit of idea about neural anatomically what's really happening, and neurochemical and electrically what's really happening. So let me quickly say, neuroanatomically in the sense where in the brain something is happening. So when your brain triggers flow, some phenomena called transient hypofrontality, your brain activates something called a phenomena called transient hypofrontality. So what do you mean by transient hypofrontality? So transient means temporary. It means, temporary. That's a transient. Hypo, which is the opposite of hyper, which means slow down, calm down, deactivate. And frontality refers to your prefrontal cortex, your conscious part of your brain. So when your brain triggers flow states, transient hypofrontality happens. This means your brain shuts off your prefrontal cortex temporarily, your conscious part of the brain. So what this means that, when your brain operates flow state, because most of our decisions are conscious, how when your brain triggers flow states, when your conscious PFC, prefrontal cortex, shuts off, and how it gets performance enhanced? That is a common question. Your prefrontal cortex has another portion in that prefrontal cortex called a DLPFC, which is known as dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So what do you mean by dorsolateral prefrontal? This is the portion in your brain which is a part of your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for all the negative thoughts that we are getting, that self-nagging that we are getting from inside. Hey, you can't do that. This is so difficult. That actually come from DLPFC, your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So when in flow, that part of the brain goes pure silent. That's why you get so confident. Your ability to take risks get enhanced. Your confidence gets enhanced. That is one part of it, science. When you talk about the science of flow, at the network level, what really happens is that it basically deactivates when your brain triggers flow states. It basically deactivates all your fear networks, all your stress related network. It gets deactivated, and all your performance enhancing networks gets activated in flow. So that is, at the foundation level, at the network level, this is what is happening. Neurochemically, as I said before, it releases all your powerful neurotransmitters all at once, all your performance enhancing chemicals, all your cognitive performance enhancing all at once, your dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, anandamide, oxytocin, and all these chemicals. It's a neurochemical dump. So the person automatically feels great and he performs great. His focus gets enhanced, his drive gets enhanced, his confidence gets enhanced, his risk taking ability gets enhanced. There is absolutely no fear. It's only about going forward. Neuroelectrically, what happens is that it takes, normally when we are operating, that's a beta brainwave state, right? So below beta, we have even a slower brainwave called alpha. But and even below alpha, we have another slower brainwave called theta. So when your brain triggers flow states, it takes you from the beta to the borderline between your alpha and theta and create a new brainwave called your gamma brainwave. And your gamma brainwave, today's studies has proven that this is responsible for creativity. What is creativity? Again, it's basically pattern recognition. You already have existing data and information in your brain, and when you are feeding your brain with new information and inputs, it connects the patterns and you come up with new amazing ideas. That is called as binding process. So binding happens when your brain triggers your gamma state. So these are the things, this is the science behind flow states, as you asked. And your second part of the question, how can one enter into enhance your productivity? So these are, we call it as flow triggers. Okay. We have triggers. So triggers in the sense, flow triggers, these are your hand tools where you can intentionally let your brain trigger flow states. What are those hand tools? I will say a couple of 3-4 very important hand tools that anybody can, your listeners can easily implement. First and foremost, I would say complete concentration on the task at hand. Without this, there is no flow. Forget about flow, because especially we are living in a world where we are bombarded with all the distractions, notification. Everywhere there is distractions. So your brain cannot trigger flow if you're distracted. It takes at least 20 minutes of extreme focus to start that flow triggering process. So 90 to 120 minutes of extreme focus on the task at hand. That is what I would say first tool or you can use. Number two, I would say, again, as we discussed, curiosity, passion, purpose. Because automatically when you're working on something that you are deeply interested in, you have a passionate about, and you have a meaning and purpose behind it, your brain automatically triggers flow states. So work on your curiosity, passion, purpose. That's the second tool I would say. Number three is again a very important tool that anybody can use. This is called a challenge skill balance. So what do you mean by challenge skill balance? Because we all have challenge or goals that we wanted to achieve, but if our skill sets are lower than our challenge, it becomes, your brain gets frustrated or stressed out because the challenge is too high and your skill set is too low. And if your challenge is lower than your skill set, your brain gets bored. So there is something called flow channel, which is, your challenge has to be always slightly higher than your skill set, slightly higher than your skill set. That is the appropriate channel where your brain enters into the flow states. So you might ask me, Fahsham, if my goal is too big and my challenge is too low, what should I do then to trigger my flow state? You have to consistently prioritize for enhancing your skill sets, or you reduce your workload or reduce your goal, chunk that down to match with your skill set. Because if you're not balancing this challenge and skills, your brain cannot enter a flow state. So always prioritize your challenge and skill. As I mentioned, challenge has to be slightly higher than your skill set. So that's number 3. Number 4, always clear goals. Most people, why they are not able to trigger their flow states, because they don't have clarity. They don't have clarity. The more you make things clear, extremely clear for the brain, what you're actually doing is you're reducing your brain's load. You're reducing your cognitive load. So you are not operating right now, because when you have a more cognitive load, that means your brain is operating in beta brainwave state. So the more clear your goals are, by writing that down, be very specific and clear what exactly that I wanted to achieve, why I wanted to achieve, when I am going to be achieved. Extreme clarity and specificity brings clarity, which reduces your cognitive load, which helps to trigger your flow states as well. So these are some of the powerful flow triggers, I would say, Akshay.
Absolutely, absolutely love that. Right, it's like so important for one to understand like the different state, like the gamma, alpha, and the theta states and everything. And Fasim, over here, one follow-up question what I have is like on YouTube, when I was learning from even Sam Owens, he was telling like listening to that cognitive music, that gamma, which musics like you basically recommend, right, while they're working creative work, what kind of music they can listen in background which can enhance the productivity and creativity?
I think yes, I know about that, but I don't know. I'm not a expert to advise on that, because I don't use it, Akshay. But I know there is some. I forgot the name. Some frequency which can trigger your alpha. If you type in YouTube, I forgot the name. There are certain frequencies you can hear, listen, which will, when you focus on those vibrations, your brain triggers those brainwave states. But I'm not the right guy to answer that, Akshay. I'm sorry for that.
Yep. Not a problem. And how exactly do we measure the energy score? Now, example, like sleeping, we can measure through our watch or like the Aura ring or like anything, right? What is the deep sleep, the light sleep, and this thing, and the HRV score, right? How was our performance? Now, measuring our energy levels, right? It is crucial for achieving like peak performance. If we see like athletes, they all like track everything from sleep to eating to everything. How and what can we people do to perform at every day like 100%, as even Naveen Jain tells, give you 100%. That's when we see great results.
Yeah, see, that's what, as you rightly mentioned, today we are living in a beautiful world where we have all the technologies to measure. If you look at the Indian team right now, every person, every cricketers in the Indian team, they have something called, I also have called Whoop band. You have, I'm not promoting Whoop. There are many performance measuring tools available right now. It could be Ring, as you mentioned, Aura Ring. Even in India, we have Ultra Human. So many people are, so you can measure your stress levels. You can measure your recovery. You can measure your sleep and the quality of your sleep, whereby you know how much you have recovered. As I said before, peak performance is all about how much you have recovered and how less you are stressed. The less you are stressed, the more you recovered, higher performance. And yes, you will be stressed out when you perform, but when you have something to measure, you can always see it in numbers. Where am I lagging? In terms of my stress level is more, my strain level is more, my sleep quality is less. You can see it in numbers when you have a performance measuring wearable. We actually provide Whoop band to all of our clients as part of our program, because this is very important to measure. Only if you can measure, only if you can see it in numbers, the data, then only you know what exactly is the problem. Why am I not able to perform? Why am I not able to maintain high energy levels? Because you are able to see it in numbers. That's one part. Use technology. Number 2, I would say, ask yourself questions. On an average, what's my energy levels on a scale of 0 to 10? How On an average, on a scale of 0 to 10, how well am I able to focus from morning to evening? What's my energy levels in the evening? What's my ability to focus in the evening? So when you ask these questions, and what's really draining my energy levels, this will give you answers. So first, definitely leverage technology, which will give you the right data, which will tell you where are you, where exactly is the obstacle in terms of maintaining high energy levels. Number two, asking powerful questions. What about do I experience brain fog? You ask questions. I mean, if somebody comes to me, how do they feel? Do they feel energized talking to me, or do they feel negative? I mean, asking these questions, and by leveraging technologies, you will know exactly where are you in terms of your energy score, and thereby by knowing those numbers, you can take actions to increase those numbers.
Absolutely love that. Anything which can be measured and tracked can be improved. As you told,
Exactly.
band, I think that band is available internationally, right? For Indians, if they want to get it, how much does it cost, and like what do you recommend?
Yeah,
Now there are so
I
many
bought it. I bought it from Dubai. I think at that time it was not. I bought it 2 years back from Dubai. At that time, it was not available in India, Saudi Arabia, nowhere else. It was only available in Dubai, the Middle East area, and in India, it wasn't available. I don't know right now. Maybe it is available. I recommend Whoop first of all because it gives great details of information with regards to your energy and performance. And it was a subscription model. It was I think 1,200 dirhams that time, which is around 25,000 rupees per year, subscription. But right now I think that the cost has drastically came down. I was talking about 2 years back, because now there is lots of competition. For example, in India, if you the leading one is Ultra Human. Though I have not tested there, but they don't have the band, they have the ring.
Right.
They have the ring.
15,000 or 14,000 like that.
Yeah. Ultra Human has, Gap it has. Now V-Roots, Sajeev Nair, they also has introduced their own rings. So many companies have. So see the reviews, because I can recommend only Whoop because I have used it. I haven't used other companies. Ultra Human I have not used Gap, other products I have not used, but Whoop I have used and it's still using it. So it's an incredible. And why I suggest, because Indian team is all the performance. You see Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a Whoop band. You see all Virat Kohli, he's a fitness geek, right? He has a Whoop band on his hand. So all the best of the best athletes who really takes care of their performance, and for them crucial to maintain high performance energy levels, they measure it using Whoop. But I'm not a brand ambassador of Whoop, but you have to measure with using some of the tools.
Absolutely love that. And Wasim, how can we reduce the brain fog, which around 70% people suffer? And how can we overcome that? Even when I was listening to Shiva Shankaran sir, like the Aircell founder, right, who is working on one of the AVO clinics in India, right, he was telling this is the problem.
See, basically what you're asking is how can you manage and sustain your high energy levels? One thing is what you just did. Hydrate yourself adequately. Hydrate yourself adequately. That's number one. Number two, I would say, other than what I have already mentioned, it's a foundation actually. Why you get brain fog? Number one, either you are not prioritizing your recovery and sleep. Number one, you are not prioritizing your nutrition. Foundation, it's all about the foundation. Foundation is broken. It's not something.
Is this brain fog? What exactly it is actually, first?
Brain fog in the sense you are not able to focus. You are always getting that tiredness inside your brain. That is what people talks about brain fog. You are not able to focus. You are not. You feel that tiredness inside. That is what brain fog is all about. So what you can do is focus on the foundations first. First, again, sleep, nutrition, movement, de-stressing yourself, and apart from hydration, apart from that, another very powerful tool which I always focus on is your breathing. Your deep breathing, because when you normally breathe, it's a shallow breath. When you do a shallow breath, your oxygen is not reaching at your brain level. So taking deep breath consistently, I do it every transitions. Once I do one task and before I move on to the next task, I make sure I transition properly. I re-energize, I recover and re-energize properly so I can be highly energetic, even my brain. So one of the techniques, apart from many others, is taking deep breath and inhaling deep breath and exhaling it out and doing it consistently. That helps your oxygen to pump into your brain, which also can reduce your brain fog.
Absolutely love that. Breathing, it's like it enhances, right? It increases productivity, the oxygen level in the body and everything. Love that.
Yeah.
And Asif, tell us about your experience, right? Like I believe like you were the speaker at the World Biohacking Summit. Firstly, congratulations for that. I was happy to see you as the speaker, and you were also a speaker. I think you did your TEDx talk also, right? That's amazing. Tell us your experience about what is this Biohacking Summit, because I saw that website. They were telling it's India, like Asia's biggest biohacking summit.
Yeah. See, World Biohack Summit is basically optimizing your biology for peak performance for the rest of your life, even in your 60, 70, 80, 90. And it is possible by hacking your biology and physiology. So that is what the summit is all about. So my topic was on my expertise. So I talked about how to trigger your flow states and, enhance your peak performance for a long term. So that was my topic. So summit is amazing. It is a great summit where there were speakers from many parts of the world, celebrity speakers. This time also so many, and Ben Grenfield is coming this time, October 18, and Ben Grenfield is coming. Hrithik Roshan's coach is coming. Dr. Adil Khan, he's one of the authority figure in the regenerative medicine. He's also coming this time. So many amazing speakers are coming. Last time also so many. Alistair Overeem, MMA fight heavyweight champion, mixed martial arts. He was there. So many speakers were there, and the experiential section. You can experience so many biohacking tools there, whether it be cryogenics, red light therapy, so many other biohacking tools also you can experience. So it was all around. It's a great experience, great summit. You can have the option. You can meet a lot of great celebrity people and also experience some of the biohacking tools as well.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And if I were to ask you, what is this chronobiology and like the red light therapy, right? And how are these tools going to help us in the peak performance, biohacking, and longevity?
Actually, I think I'm not the right person. I'm not expert on this. So though I know red light therapy and chronobiology, I think I don't know deep. I have not tested it. So I think I'm not the right guy to answer this question.
Not a problem. We can skip that. And how was your biggest takeaway, right? Like from that summit, like what was the things like you learned, and what can all the people who are watching the summit also apply based on the things, whatever you have learned from the entire summit?
Yeah, it's a lot of takeaways. See, as I mentioned before, peak performance is simple. It's not complicated. Peak performance is not hard things. Peak performance is not pushing your limits. It's very simple. It's foundational. Peak performance, as I simply defined as, it's all about letting your biology to work for you. God has created and given us a beautiful biology in terms of our body, brain, mind, heart, soul. So you can hack, and it's in your control to hack your own biology, to hack your own body, to hack your own soul and mind. And it is hackable. Your brain is hackable. Your body is hackable. So that was my biggest takeaways, and it is not any advanced. You don't need really very advanced, tools and all. Even if you focus on the foundations, why most people are struggling with the high performance, maintaining high energy levels, it's if you look into their foundation is completely broken. Their discipline is broken, their nutrition is broken, their sleep is broken, the recovery is broken, the relationship is broken. It's not because they don't have advanced biohacking tools. It's because people, they don't have the foundational, their foundation is broken. So that was and number two, with regards to, you mentioned about health and longevity, with regards to chronic illnesses, again, today we are living in a world where, I mean, most of the hospitals, it's not healthcare. I don't believe it's a health. It's a reactive mode of working, right? Once people are affected by chronic illnesses like cancer or strokes or whatever, then the doctors treat for the cure. Okay, treat for that particular disease. But today the technology has advanced a lot, so we have a lot of instruments, we have lots of tools which can identify at a very early stage to prevent those chronic illnesses, like CRISPR technology, which can detect early stage cancer. And mainly, my biggest thing, again, preventive mindset. Healthcare is all about prevention before something comes in. Healthcare is not about, okay, once I get those chronic disease, I will cure for. No, that is a mindset shift, the biggest shift that we need to have, that we need to prevent it. And it's in our hand. Not only it's in our hand, I mean, today we have all the technologies. That's the reason why I said we are living in such a beautiful generation, beautiful time where we have all those technologies, and we can prevent not only our healthcare, but live in a high performance, high energy, maintain high cognitive and physical performance and energy levels for longer period of time.
Absolutely. Prevention is like better than cure. And even if we see in the olden days, like Ayurveda, or like 100, 500 years back, everybody were like focusing on that instead of taking antibiotics and all these things, which is not good for the gut health or like microbiome and everything, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And Asim, what are your biggest learnings, right, from meeting and learning from your mentor, like Sanjeev Nair, like you were telling, he's also one of the India's leading biohackers as well.
Yeah, Sanjeev Nair is my mentor, and he's the chief curator for World Biohack Summit, and he's also the founder for V-Roots. And V-Roots, he's mainly focused on personalized lifestyle modification. I mean, see, most of our chronic illnesses are genetic oriented, either through genetics. Number one, it can cause chronic illnesses. Number two, through our lifestyle. Okay. Number three, I mean, these are the two main reasons: our lifestyle or metabolism, or the genetic related things. So what they mainly focus on is definitely preventive healthcare, but personalizing a person's lifestyle by identifying the kind of genetics that they have, the kind of DNA that they have, and based on that, they are going to completely personalize a person's lifestyle through what should be, similar to Biome, what the Biome is doing. They completely personalize their nutrients, they completely personalize based on their genetics, their metabolism, their current lifestyle, and because they have huge data, and they can predict what kind of genetics can cause these kind of chronic illnesses and stuff like that. So because they have, by using AI, and because they have this huge data, they are able to personalize their nutrients, their exercise, and everything related to their lifestyle, so that they can not only prevent these chronic illnesses, which they have a high potential, but at the same time they also can maintain high performance and high energy levels over a longer period of time.
Absolutely. That's so amazing. And Asim, if you were to become the health minister of India, what would you implement to improve the nation's health of 140 crore people?
Wow, that's a very powerful question. See, I don't know, but yes, definitely, as I said, the system has to be changed, the mindset has to be changed. Right now, our system is again a reactive mode system. Right now, our mindset is reactive mindset. Once I get any, health disease or chronic illnesses, then I will treat for that. So that mindset has to be changed. That system has to be changed. So my work, if I get an opportunity to become the health minister of India, these are the two things. I mean, rather than a reactive healthcare system, we wanted to have a preventive healthcare system, number one. Number two, we wanted to have a mindset. We want to have that level of awareness to change the mindset. So and I think if we can bring these two, which can change, the people of India for greater health.
Absolutely love that audacious mindset. And what are your top 3 favorite books like you'll recommend for all this health, biohacking, longevity enthusiast?
Okay, for biohacking specifically and longevity specifically, number one for sure, Boundless by Ben Greenfield. It's an amazing, it's like a medical book. It's an amazing book. It's this thick, amazing book. So Boundless by Ben Greenfield, that's number one I would suggest. Number two, I would suggest Life Force by Ronnie Robbins and Peter Diamandis. That's a second book that I would recommend. And number three, I would recommend again another very celebrity biohacking consultant, Dave Asprey, and Bulletproof Diet by Dave Asprey. So these are the 3 books that I would recommend for health enthusiasts and specifically looking for biohacking related stuff.
Absolutely, that's amazing. And in future, would you like to come to Bangalore if I host a physical event and where you want to share your view and everything about peak performance?
Yeah, sure, man. Sure. If you have any plan, definitely let's talk about that, Akshay.
Amazing. And it was super amazing, Fazim, for sharing your incredible wisdom since last 1 hour. And if someone has like questions, they want to learn more about like peak performance, biohacking and everything, how they can reach out to you? What's your website? Are you available on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram?
Yes, I'm available on Facebook. My name, it's very unique, Fahsham Farook. I think I'm the only one with this name. So even if they type in Google Fahsham, they can easily find me. So I'm available on Instagram, Google, LinkedIn, Facebook. So they can send me message over there. And also if they wanted to reach me personally, they can email me at Fahsham, Fahsham at 10xpeakperformance.com. So they can reach out me there.
Absolutely amazing. And any last words you want to tell to everyone who is watching this at Real Knowledge Club Summit?
See, as I said, peak performance is not difficult. Everybody can perform at their optimum levels. And it is in our own hand. And it's not difficult. And it's just foundations. It's not very complex subject, or it's not complex. Peak performance is simple. It's all about, as I said, it's all about hacking your own biology, hacking your own psychology, hacking your own physiology. But if you're able to do that, what's the possibility? If you're able to perform, as I said, human being, it's the greatest creation of God Almighty, and we have the greatest gift, human brain. So if we and we are living in a world where we have everything to optimize our performance and energy levels. So just optimize your performance, and what you could really achieve is limitless, totally limitless. Why am I specifically talking about this? Because especially you take India, we are 1.5 billion people, and Indians, the world knows we are the smartest, we are the intelligent people, and there is no shortage of dreams. There is no shortage of goals. Every Indian, we all have dreams. We all have big audacious goals, but not everybody is able to achieve that and execute it in a proper way. Why? That is where your performance plays a critical role. That's where your brain performance plays a critical role. That is where your energy level plays a critical role. That is where your illnesses, your longevity, your peak performance, aging, preventing your cognitive declines, preventing your physical performance declines, all comes into play. That's the reason why most people are unable to achieve their goals, because they have these blocks. So everybody has dream, but not everybody is able to achieve those dreams because of these things. So one, focus on prioritize your performance. Today we are living in a world where we have everything. That's the way to achieve your goals, boldest goals, faster and easier, and impact the world at a bigger level.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was so amazing. Thank you, Azim, once again for sharing your incredible wisdom with all of us.
Thank
And
you, Akshay.
everyone, do let us know what's your three biggest takeaway in the comments, and also make sure that like you share it with your friend, tag your friend. Let's make a world a better place to live. That's how we can improve more people's lives in a better way, right? Living long, people who live long have a greater purpose and they achieve like the big dreams, right? And thank you everyone for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye. See you all. All know India is the diabetics capital of the world. Our nation is facing a severe problem because we don't have that preventive healthcare education. And if you see, most of the people in India die apart from the old age is like cardiovascular disease, cancer, and high blood pressure, which can be easily prevented. And I discovered one of the greatest clinics, which is at like Chennai, which is AVO Clinic, which has like profound infrastructure and excellent cutting edge facility, and they are using artificial intelligence to understand what's happening in our body, the things what we cannot see or like ask like a normal person, right? And with precision, which leads to one of the most important things, like it's always told prevention is like better than cure. And if you are living an ultra busy lifestyle, want to take control of your health, I highly recommend you go to like Chennai at MRC Nagar, do your AVO 181 test, and like understand what's happening in your body, like DEXA scan. I basically did that. I was able to understand where is the fats in my body, what I need to eat. I had the call with the doctor, and they told me what food I need to eat, what supplements I need to do, and everything. And this will help you live longer. And I have put the link in the description. You can check out from that link. And also, if you're very serious about like longevity and want to live for 100 years and want to talk to like billionaires like Shiva Shankaran sir, like Aircel founder, I invite you for the 7 days longevity retreat, which is happening at like the Neela Palace, the five-star hotel. People around the world from like USA, UK, Europe, and India are also coming. Do check out that event so that you are able to learn even more knowledge about like longevity and everything. And I'll see you at that event at January 2025. Thank you so much.